I know people are really getting tired of hearing me complain about Strike the Blood, but honestly, I gotta be perfectly fair with you. This 2-episode arc at the moment really didn't mean anything. I mean, in a sense, it really didn't mean anything aside from what's the name's daughter goes back in the past to see everybody and let them know what is going to happen, and pretty much it kind of just spoils the show by saying like that every single girl who pretty much apparently likes Kojo for some random reason, even though they only met him like once or twice, which the only 2 girls are actually allowed to like him at this point, which are Asagi and Yuma. You know, he says, fuck all that, I'm getting with Yukina, and that's pretty much how that shit works out. That's pretty much what the gist of what this arc was about, because that, and apparently, you know, what's the name was having these doubts of that. I mean, she was having these weird ass dreams that Kojo he didn't want her around anymore. Now I'm mixing the arcs together now, and I'm trying to justify this shit because seriously, I really don't see a point to this arc aside from Yukina saying like, yeah, man, I just want to be honest right now. I just want to be with Kojo, and her daughter went back in time just so she could make her mother say that and give her a super spear from the future that was specially made for her. And to fight this dragon, which that apparently was really fucking easy to kill, because I don't know why they was having so much trouble for it, especially since that only thing they had to do was cut its fucking tail off and then destroy it. That is it. Even though they completely destroyed it twice already. I don't get it. But honestly, that is what this fucking episode was about. And for this to be a finale, really, this was a nothing episode. This was a nothing arc. The last arc really wasn't all that much either, but at the same time we still had a noteworthy villain, and there was something of a meaning behind it in that for the last arc it had a message of, do these people still honestly see themselves as human even though they don't have an average human body. You know, like Kojo being a vampire or Nina being made out of blood. You really got to ask the questions there of like, yeah, man, this is something. However, for this one, this arc really was nothing. It didn't tell me anything. It didn't tell me anything new. It didn't give me anything aside from, here are the characters, here's what they have been doing, and here's the message. Yukina and Kojo are going to get together and have a daughter who's also a vampire. I really would have liked this episode to honestly kind of delve a little bit more deeper into the vampire mode of saying like, how were vampires created? Are they only can they be born, or do they only have to fuse with people to make them vampires? And if that's the case, then who was the very first vampire? Seriously, these are questions that I want to know about this show, because apparently they're really not telling me any of this shit. Or, you know, they kind of have all these villains lined up, but yet I don't see them doing anything. The only villain who kind of comes around really is Dimitri, and guess what? He's bored as shit, and they do kind of give us a bit, and they do kind of show us a little bit more about what he does to fucking quell his boredom at the end of this episode. Apparently, to quell his battle boredom or some shit like that, he does the most boring thing possible, such as go on board meetings while Satsuki pretty much, or I forget her name, but goes and see Sayaka as she goes and watches him talk about fractions and figures. I don't fucking know. That is what he does when he's not firing dragons at people, which is pretty fucking boring. But I honestly get it. I see why he wants to fight fucking things now, because that shit is terrible as fuck. But honestly, for what this episode is and for what this series is, it is a big far cry from how the first few episodes were, which that in those first few episodes, apparently Kojo was stronger the spear didn't have any fucking effect on him, and apparently, you know, even though he was, you know, still an early form of the progenitor, you know, of a super vampire, which is the fourth, is the strongest, apparently, you know, he kind of had way more potential for combat and everything and that. However, as the show went on, he kind of lost all that ability. That shit is even shown in this episode in which that he kind of really can't do anything with those fucking familiars of his. I mean, like, he makes a barrier every now and again using lightning or some other shit, but honestly, aside from that, he really doesn't have anything going for him aside from shooting a lion, shooting a dragon, shooting a leviathan, making the woman to hug people and make them turn to heal them with time reversal. I don't fucking get it, but that's what he does. And honestly, they made Yukina's combat abilities kind of good, but really I don't know why, especially since that every enemy that they fight can go down in like one good hit anyway, so that's kind of strange. But seriously, that is what this anime is. It was good, but this episode and this arc were pretty much nothing, and I really didn't like them all that much. It was a cool ending to kind of, you know, show us what everybody else is doing, but at the end of the day, it's like, it was an episode. That's pretty much what I can say about that. So, pretty much, what do you guys think about it? Please tell me down there in the comment section. I'll catch you on the next John Graves Show. So please, keep watching anime, keep playing video games, and I'll catch you on the next John Graves Show. I am out. Hey there, man. If you like this video, check this book out right here. It's called Mizuki Dragon Wars Volume 1. You can pick it up on Amazon. I will leave a link down there in the description. You can pick it up yourself for just a few pennies, and I will check you on the next John Graves Show. So please, pick up this book, and hey, if you want to, tell me what do you think about it down there in the comment section, or personal message me and let me know what do you think. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next John Graves Show. Keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I am out.